Hello, good afternoon. It's Jessica here. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's week going? I can't believe it's already Wednesday, you guys. It's crazy. I'm just going to pull everything up on my computer so I can see all the messages and if people pop in. So tell me what you're up to. Today it is super gloomy here. I woke up and didn't even know what time it was. I thought it was still the middle of the night, but luckily we have some studio lights here, so it's nice and bright. Hi Jan, how are you? How is it in Winnipeg? We had some rainstorms. I was a little bit concerned about my internet connection. Okay, so we have some very exciting news to announce today. Hi, Robin. Oh, from Ottawa. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, there it is. My computer is super slow. I need to update it so badly. One day. Okay, now I can see it here. Just having lunch, only half hour before your next meeting. Ooh. Okay, we'll try to squeeze it in as soon as possible. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Cloudy, but not cold. Well, I don't know if it's cold outside. I did not go outside yet. But I know that it was raining very heavily. My poor cats were a little bit scared, but they're okay now. Hello, hello. Oh, I'm so glad to see people pop in. So we have, before we get to the main announcement, there's some things I just want to go over, super fun things that are coming up as well. So today is the last day of the spring cleaning sale. So you can save 20 to 50% off. So if you have your eye on different things, definitely check it out. Last chance, woohoo. Can never have too many crafty things. I find one of the things that I do is I just like put random things in my cart all the time and just shop. So it's super fun to get inspired and look at older products and see if there's anything that, you know, I was wanting before. And then you just it got lost on the wayside, and then now you can pick it up. It's a pretty good sale, which is awesome. And the new Tim Holtz color, who's excited about that? I am so excited. It should be shipping soon. So that's very, very exciting, but it's all up on the website. So you can kind of have it all set, and as soon as it arrives, it'll be shipped out to you. It should be arriving in the warehouse tomorrow, so that's exciting. Good morning, Rhea. Hello, hello. Let's see. Ooh, Angela's excited about the selvage patina. I'm so excited. I literally was like when I saw the color. Same with when the Kitsch Flamingo release happened too. I was like, oh my goodness, okay, I'm on board with this. It's super fun. It's like a fun little event on Saturday. It's kind of exciting and there's buzz around it. Super awesome. Let's see if everyone's saying anything else. Awesome. And we have National Scrapbooking Day coming up, so that's fun. As you know, I'm more of a card maker, but I'm going to attempt to do a fun I'm gonna attempt to do, a fun scrapbooking kind of project. It's not going to be a 12 by 12 format, but something that's super exciting. And we just got it in the shop, so that's fun. Oh, this has to go. Sorry guys, I have too many screens in front of me. And we're also going to be having some mystery boxes up for grabs. So there's going to be stickers and a lot of super fun things. So keep your eye out for that. And now on for today's announcement, which is everybody's been asking us for kits, and we have the Spring Fling one, and now it's time for our brand new one, Party Palooza. So I'll show you kind of some of the kit components that we have. I have bits and pieces of it, and then I'm going to create some cards using it. Hello Dee, hello Melissa, hello. I'm just going to grab the link to it. Oops. I think everyone just decided that they're going to mow their lawn right now. Oh, springtime. Okay, let's pull this up. I don't know why everything is so slow today, guys. Super, super, super slow. Okay, so ta-da, Party Palooza. Here's the link. It comes with everything you need to make a bunch of cards. So I am going to show you 3 samples today, but you can, it's endless kind of the options you'll have on what you can create. So here is the link here, and we will go through what comes in the kit. I think it is a fabulous deal. It's $54, and you get the Hefty Doodle Party Palooza stamp set, which comes with some really cute images with the cake and the cupcake and the presents and balloons. And I like that it has the little cute faces that you can put on the images, or you can leave them off. So it kind of adds an element of cute, but you can also level up a little bit. And I think it would be really fun to also create like wedding cards with this cake, or like wedding shower cards. So that is this is a super fun stamp set. And I like that it has like the scripty font paired with the with different kinds of fonts, and it has just like super fun. You're invited to my, so you could use it for invitations, or you have celebrate, and then it has happy cake day to you. Because I don't know about you, but for me, I like to have bunches and bunches of birthday options, because you know that's the one kind of card we're always sending out to people is birthday cards. So I like to switch it up all the time. So there's definitely different ways you can pair this up. You can add on to the kit the coordinating dies, which comes with dies that cut out these 2 sentiments as well, which I think is fun. So if you're not so much into the fussy cutting, coordinating dies are definitely a good option to add on. But I also like that it has comes with the party and the happy birthday too. So that's awesome. And then we have the Celebrate word die. So that is awesome because you can use it for birthdays. I keep saying awesome and love. Sorry, because I really do. I can't think of any more adjectives on the spot right now. But I am a huge fan, as you know, of word dies, because I love pairing the word die with a stamped sentiment. It kind of adds a little bit of dimension. So we got your stamp set covered, we got your die covered, and we have our Numicon stencil, which I think is super, super fun because it's different. It's not balloons or confetti, it's the numbers. So you could do it for, I've used this for like teacher cards before, birthday cards, anyone who loves math. So I think it's awesome because it's a little bit more special than what I've seen out there. And then the papers that it comes with is the Echo Park Magical Birthday Collection. So you get 8 sheets in total. So you would get 2 of these, and you would get 2 of these, and then 2 of these, and then this one you'd get 2 as well, but you could use the other side of this one. So we have this side and we have that side. So you got some awesome pattern paper options. And then of course it comes with 3 white sheets of cardstock, and then 2 sheets of black cardstock, which is perfect for creating word dies. And then the paper is perfect for card fronts and for stamping on. And you also get colored cardstock as well. I happen to not have it, but you get the Hero Arts Canary, Arctic Blue, and a pink. So that is fun because it's nice to kind of mix and match, and you can do some really fun monochromatic techniques with the stencil. If you're not so much into the pattern paper, it kind of makes it stretch. So you got some pattern paper options, you got some cardstock options, and you'll be crafting for hours and hours and hours. You'll also get 5 card bases. So as soon as you're done creating, you can send them out right away. And you also get 3 envelopes. So everything you need to create tons and tons of birthday cards. So there would be no excuses for not sending birthday cards to people, even though I usually send birthday cards, but they're usually not on time. So yay, go me. Hello, Jen. Hello, Carrie. Hello, hello. And today, because we're launching the kit, we have a special promo code. So you'll save $5 off if you order the kit today. And the promo code is, did I write it down? Kit 5. So if you put Kit 5, you'll save $5 off the kit if you order it today. So I'll show you some samples. Thanks, Angela. I thought it was super fun. And you know what? It's fun when you have like the holiday ones, because you know everybody's excited about Christmas or Mother's Day, but that's only one day. Birthdays are all year round, and we're always looking for new ways to tell people that we love them. So that's one fun superpower we have as card makers. Endless birthday cards, even if they're belated. So here are some samples we'll be making today. Pull that back up. So this one here, I used the stencil for the background, and we stamped and colored. Hello, Janice, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So glad to see you. So we used the stencil for this one and the images, and here is what the party sentiment looks like when you cut it out. So it kind of pops it up so it doesn't get lost in the background. And then we have this one here, but there was a little bit of an accident that happened today, so don't mind that. I'm glad that I'm making another one today. But just showing you how simple, how quick and simple, you can just stamp the balloons, and then we just added the lines, and you're good to go. And then this is what the birthday sentiment looks like. We just heat embossed that one. And then this one here is the final one we're going to be making today. So it has the Celebrate die and the images, and then just on the backdrop. Oh, thanks, Charmaine. Thank you. Okay, so now we can get into the cards. Oh, actually, sorry, you guys. Before we get into the cards, we're going to announce who won the Anita Jerem stamp set Pond Pampering. And our lucky winner is Jan Finley. So congratulations. Thank you so much, everyone, for entering, for leaving comments and liking the video and liking Scrap and Stamp. That's really, really helpful. I really, really appreciate it. So Jan Finley, you're our lucky winner. And today we're going to be giving away a Party Palooza stamp set to one lucky viewer. And the question today is, do you like birthday cakes or ice cream? It's my random question for today. So you can put ice cream or cake, however you like to celebrate your birthday. Every comment counts as an entry, so don't worry. If you're chatting away, that's like an entry, and I just pick a random number and we pick a winner that way. If you're kind of shy and on the sidelines and you're not, you're kind of not speaking up, you can just put ice cream or cake, and that's all you have to do to enter. So I'm super excited for that. And please, please, please like the video if you like what you're watching, and like our Facebook page, because that allows Facebook to know you are into our crafty videos, and they'll show you, Rhea's like, both. Me too, me too. And Facebook will show you when we have, fun events and lives and sales, so you can kind of get that information right away. So definitely like, and we will pick one lucky winner. So for the first card, we're going to be doing we're going to start with the stenciled one. Sorry guys, I feel like I've been running around all day. Like, anyone else feel that way? Like, my son was like, I need this, I need that. And just before I went live, he had a whole list of things he needed. And I'm like, okay, I got it. And then I ran upstairs, and now I'm like, okay. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Really is interesting working from home and having the kids home. I'll say that much. So we have a lot of cake and ice cream. Oh, that's it's a tough one. So we'll start with the background. And of course, we're going to be using some Distress Oxide inks and the stencil. Good morning, Saxon. Good morning. If you missed our question for today is, do you like cake or ice cream? And then a lucky winner will win a Party Palooza stamp set. So I will announce that live on Sunday, which will be super fun because we're going to be celebrating National Scrapbooking Day. So I'm into it. I'm going to dig out all my stickers and all my scrapbooking supplies that I've kind of gathered over the years, and we're going to create something really fun in a different kind of format. I've never gravitated to the 12 by 12, but I mean, I'm not afraid to. It's just, we kind of found a different way to memory keep, if you will. I'm just trying to find some washi tape, but it looks like I'm out of washi tape. So I will try to use memo tape and hope it stays. Or I could probably get my larger, no, it's over there. I could get my larger media mat, but it's all the way on the other side of the room. So we're just gonna do this. Saxon, that sounds delicious. She says, I love angel food cake with whipped cream and berries as my B-Day cake. Amazing. Do we have any birthdays this month? Any birthdays coming up? My birthday is in July, and I've already hinted to the hubby what I would like. It's pretty funny. I was like, so, I have an idea. And he's like, isn't your birthday in July? And I'm like, yes, but just putting it out there. So I'm just going to turn it this way. It's not going to stay. I'm attached to my mic, so I don't want to get up and grab the other mat. Let's see if I can find... No. Okay. So this is going to be a problem. Like, I feel like it's gonna shift. I'm just gonna go grab the bigger mat. One sec. Okay. Put the mic back on. Oh, Angela says mine is the day after Mother's Day. Oh, and the 17th? Oh, we have lots. That's awesome. Just moving everything aside. That's how life goes. You plan it, and then the plans change. Is there really any other way? What do you guys have? Do you have anything fun planned for your birthday? I know it's kind of hard right now because everything is kind of, you know, not open. But thank goodness for Uber Eats. So at least you can get any meal you want. So I'm gonna add the card front here. So this one is Bristol Smooth cardstock. So it's perfect for when you're doing ink blending. And what I do is I like to cut out a bunch of card fronts and just have them in my drawer. And then you're able to feel the difference between the alcohol friendly paper. Like I have Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth, but I also like to write a little B on the bottom so that I know when I'm kind of quickly grabbing something, if I'm ever in a doubt, it's kind of marked for me. So this will keep the stencil a little bit better. It's so funny. I don't understand why I could be out of washi tape. Can we even believe this? Okay, I found some thin washi tape that's going to help us along with the big mat. Ooh, kids will bake a cake, yes, and takeout. I think that's a good plan, Angela, because there's no cooking on your birthday. No cooking at all. So like I've said, I use this stencil for teacher cards, and it's perfect for birthdays, of course. I think it's just a fun design that's a little bit out of the ordinary and not the basic. So it's super cute. So I'm going to start with tumbled glass. I know, right? It's a sad day. I'm like, where did my washi tape go? I'm so confused. And then I'm just going to use my Tailored Expressions brushes, and then I like to start on the stencil and then lightly in rounded motions, rotate softly with the soft hand, and then I'll add color as I go along. Again, if you've watched my lives, you know that I do a lot of ink blending because I think it's a super fun, simple and quick way to create your own backgrounds. Especially if you're like me and you like to hoard pattern paper. You don't always use it. This definitely lets you keep some papers in your stash. And I think it's actually really relaxing when you're kind of just ink blending. And I love the stencils, how you can kind of vary it to whatever sort of theme you're looking for, and it's you know, a lot more economical than like the background dyes. So it's super fun. You can get a bunch of different stencils and you can kind of get the same sort of look. Ooh, it's actually by Heffy Doodle. So everything in the kit is by Heffy Doodle. The word die, the stamp set, and the stencil. It's all up on the website as well if you're interested. So then I'm going to go in with Kitsch Flamingo. And then when the two colors meet, it's going to make a nice little purple. Jan, right? It's like, ooh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And then you have so many like card ideas, and then I just don't use them, or I'll use them for inspiration and then use my stencils to kind of recreate the look if I don't want to hoard them. And you know what's also hard with the pattern paper is you don't know when you buy it how much you want to hoard it, because then you would have just bought like 2 little booklets, and then you can kind of have one and use one, but you don't know until it's already here, and then you fall in love with it and you're like, oh, that's right. I want to use it. I bought it because I had so many ideas, but I don't want to use it because I love it. So I'm just making sure the color's down. Yes, I love the combination of the pink and the blue, and then it makes the purple. Oh, I'm getting my fingerprints on it. Oh. Guys are in for one wild ride today. It's funny because it's dark in some of my, just behind me. So I'm trying to very carefully apply the color on camera. So another option you could do is you can take whatever year, if you have someone celebrating their 4th, you can just kind of stencil around that area and have the rest open. So it kind of adds another option to personalize it, because I think kids definitely love when they have their name on something or when it's their year. It makes it so they know it was made just for them. Whereas when you get to my age, you're like, please don't put the year on there. Although it doesn't really matter. But it's just, let's celebrate just the milestone years. Just the 35 and the 40. And let's not worry about the rest. Does anybody else have in their mind how old they think they are? And then when somebody asks them, that's what you think? So mine is 33, which I'm not, I'm 36, but it's just like in your mind, you're like, oh yeah. And then you think about it and you're like, oh no, that's not it. Perfect. Confessions of a Paper Hoarder. Yeah, it's like when you're shopping, you're like, oh, this is perfect for this background and that background. And then you get it and you're like, yeah, I'm not using this for anything. Actually, the newest addition is the Tell the Bees paper pad I bought, and I've picked it up and put it down and picked it up and put it down. And I know I'm gonna create something with it, but it's like, oh my god, it's so pretty. So I am just taking the two colors and allowing the transition to kind of happen smoothly. So there's kind of a purple line. And it's time for the reveal now. This is the most exciting part. It's like, it's the most satisfying part as a crafter. It's the masking tape and when you really take the stencil up. So that's how the results you get. Isn't that super fun? Okay, now I think we can move the mat now because we are done all the ink blending. Oh, it's Craft Consortium. This one here, isn't it so pretty? It's like, it's totally outside of my normal, which is like cute and colorful, but it's so bold and I'm in love with it. But I will use it, I promise. It's just, it has to sit here for a little bit. I have to kind of get used to it being here and then accept the fact that we're going to make a card. Because once you make a card, you don't even think about the paper you used. You're like, oh, like how that turned out. It's just, you're going to have to like process the fact that yes, we're going to use it. It's going to be fine. And it doesn't help that, I think in our shop we have a couple left, but it's not widely available anymore right now. But that doesn't mean it won't be in the future. But again, that's just the fear of being a paper hoarder, of like, oh my God, this is never going to be, I'm never going to find this again, which is obviously not true. Because then there's just another paper pad we love too. It's never ending. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, my cold coffee, because that's just how the day is going. So that's our background there. And we will color some of the balloons and the cupcake. Okay, let's get our markers all set. That one there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the cupcake wrapper. So I'm taking an IG1 and then I'm just following along the lines of this to kind of give the illusion of dimension. Thought it kind of gives an added little detail. It doesn't have to be like super perfect. We're just kind of putting down the color and then we're going to use a blender to kind of blur the lines a little bit. So you just kind of have the illusion of dimension. If I can find my blender. We're going to use the Copic one, I think, today. Just going to blur it a little bit to kind of get that dimensional look. So when we're talking cakes and also critters, I guess in this case, I'm going to use a tan blend. Jan says, I feel the same way about grandkids' ages now, right? That is so true, Jan, because even with Rylan, it's like he's 10 now, and in my mind, you know, he's still like my baby. So I'm like, oh my God, you're going to be a teenager soon, and you're going to move out, and what am I going to do? and then you have to center yourself and be like, breathe in, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Oh, thanks, Jane. I think it's a fun, different sort of background. So I'm going to start with the darker tone and kind of go to the lightest tone. Hi, Taylor. Welcome. I am just working with a stamp set called Party Palooza by Happy Doodle, which is in our Party Palooza card kit that we just released today. So we're creating 3 fun cards with all the components in the set. It kind of has everything you need to create endless cards. Because even when you run out of the paper from the kits, you still have the stamp, the die, and the stencil to keep going. So the fun doesn't stop when the paper does. Right? Time just goes on and on. Even I feel this past year, it's like, I don't think it's just, can it not count? I decided to do turquoise for the just to have some kind of color variation. And then again, I'm just starting with the darkest tone and then going to the lightest tone. Just like that. And then I'm going to go into the medium. Karen, awesome. Yay. Thank you. And you must be so excited. I cannot wait until I can have a haircut, and I need highlights done badly. But I would settle for a haircut in a heartbeat. It's super exciting. Jan, I know he's going to be grown up before I know it, and then what am I going to do? I'm sure I'll be fine. But it's just funny. I was looking at older pictures of him because they kind of pop up on my phone, and you just have these moments of like, oh my goodness, like and then he's never going to be that little again, or it's like, and then even now, so like when I see a picture of him when he was like a baby, it's like, oh my goodness, just remembering what he smelled like and like what he sounded like, and you get all this like this wave of like, oh. And then even now at 10, like one day that's going to be, oh, remember when he was so tiny when he was 10? And take some water. So that's our little fondant, I guess, there. And then the top is going to be magenta pink. Again, darkest to lightest. If you were just starting out coloring, I would recommend saturating the whole image with the lightest color, and then you can go in and add the highlights. For me, I find I prefer to do darkest to lightest, but it's all up to personal preference. But the easiest, if you're just starting out, is to start with the lightest and keep building up from there. And then you just kind of take the lightest color and blend until you are happy with the image. Robin says it's so hard. Mine is 13, soon to be 14, and it's so different. I can't even imagine. So we're going to color the balloon yellow. And then sometimes I don't know like what I'm waking up to. Am I waking up to sweet Rylan, or oh my god, are you already a teenager, Rylan? We're like, good morning, and he's like, what? And I'm like, okay, someone had a bad night. Or you get all cuteness and sunshine. So for the balloons, I'm gonna stick to the dark on this side, and then I'm gonna transition to the lightest. And then I'm gonna go in and add the highlights to build up the color. So that's the one awesome thing that I love about the tri-blends, is that all the colors are in one pen. So first of all, you don't have to think of color combinations. That's all done for you. And then you can just kind of build up. You can keep building and building until you are satisfied. And then you can even, sometimes I even like let it sit, and then I come back and then I'll see if it's what I was looking for, and then just add more color if I feel like I need to. So that's the balloon there. Add some more highlights. So if something doesn't have like, an obvious kind of shade, you just kind of make it up and you pick a side and you go from there. So you don't have to feel that you have to know how the sun would hit the object and where the shadows would be. So for here, I just decided like, okay, it'd probably be shadowy around the fondant or the whipped cream or whatever we want to call it. And now we're going to move on to the present. So I'm going to use the pale pink blends and the pale pink shades. Hello, Rosalind. How are you? How are things? Welcome. We are creating with the Party Palooza birthday kit that we have. So I'm going to start with the lightest color in the pink shades. And then I'm going to move on down to the blends. So for here, I'm just going along the edges with the darkest tone, I'm kind of deciding that's where it would be darkest. And then I'm gonna start with the medium color and then the lightest color. So once you get into it, it's super easy. And it's a fun way to relax. I like to stamp out a bunch of images and then sit down and have my show on and then just color, color, color. Has anybody here, do you guys have the tri-blends? Have you tried them? What do you think? Or are you Copic girls? Spread all the color out. And then I'm going to add the highlights. Just like that. Rosalind says, got vaccinated on Tuesday, so I was out of commission yesterday, but I'm back to normal self. Too bad I can't get craft space because of virtual learning. I know. I had to almost come to terms with the fact that I might have to move my son in here because he's just hard to rein in sometimes. But congratulations on getting vaccinated. That's amazing. They do, Rhea. The tri-blends make it so easy. Jen says, I love my tri-blends. I had some white gel pens that I add. Oh yes, that is a fun way to add some highlights with the gel pen at the top, like this one. Yeah, that's awesome. Terry says, I love the tri-blends. I started out with Copics, but for the money, we'll stay. Yes, and they play nicely with your Copics. So your collection that you already have, you can still color with. So it's not like you have to invest in a whole different system that only works with itself. So I'm just going to do the bow with the pale pink shades. So it kind of matches. Like that. Sorry if my camera keeps zooming in and out. I don't know what its deal is today. Oh, and then we're going to add a fun little face to our balloon. I like how you get the little eyebrow one, the cute little cartoony ones. Oh, thanks, Denise. Yes, tri-blends are definitely, once you start, it's hard to stop. It's hard to go back after. When I had them, I think I've had them for a couple years now because I'm on the Spectrum Noir design team. So they sent them to me when they launched. And, you know, I had them in their own little container. And then I had my original Spectrum Noir markers on my desk. And then almost right away, I was like, okay, so these are going to be on my desk in the trays, and I'm going to move the other ones away. They took a spot right away. Oh, Deepa. Okay, so tri-blend markers are alcohol markers by Spectrum Noir. So you might be familiar with the traditional markers, sorry. But the tri-blends come with 3 colors in one. Don't mind my name label. And it has a bullet tip edges. So it makes it super easy to get into small images, and it has 3 colors in one marker. So it takes all the fuss out of coloring. And they have their blended collection, which is the classic colors, and then they have shades, which is just the darker versions of the classic. So if you're just starting out, the blends are enough to get to color any image you can imagine, from like a cupcake to like greenery to flowers. So you won't be missing out on any colors. And then the shades just kind of build on it and give you a little bit more options. But you definitely don't need both at the same time. I would recommend starting with the blends and then slowly adding in the shades. So convenient, and they are an amazing price point. Okay, now we can start finishing this card. I'm chatting away. Oh, Rosalind, you're in Ontario. They put it down to 40 plus, so I got lucky. Yes, I'm waiting. We're just under the 40, so I keep checking every day for my husband and I. Just gonna put this here so we can figure out where we're gonna stamp the "it's time to." So it has the sentiments again. You can kind of build. So it's time to party. It's my birthday, or party time. You can put party time. Love the different options we have. Oh, the background is actually from a stencil, and we use Distress Oxide inks and tumbled glass and Kitsch Flamingo. So this is what the stencil looks like. It's still messy. I did not clean it yet. Don't tell anyone. It's just if I clean it now, it's gonna leave a mess. So we'll do that after. So I'm just going to arrange all the little pieces. Whoops. Like that. And then we're just going to figure out where we need to stamp. Here's good. And then the party is just going to go like that. I think I like that it has the cute, Jane, I like that it has the cute options because you have the cupcake, the classic birthday images. And then we have the little faces we can add on if you want cute. And then you can make it, like I said, like a wedding card or like a wedding shower, bridal shower, even like a baby card with the little cupcake and with the celebrate die. So it makes it open-ended. You don't just have to celebrate a birthday. But birthday cards are probably the main thing we make as card makers. So the main, event or theme that we need to have a lot in our kind of stash. So just like that. And I'm going to see if I have some 3D foam tape. I do. Actually, I'm going to save my 3D foam tape. It would be Jeanette. Yes, I've made a card for Ryland's teacher in the past with it. So I'm just going to adhere this down. See if I have, I do, a strip. Gonna add a little strip on the bottom just to kind of cover up the little lines. Sorry, I'm just grabbing my supplies. Trim it down. Oh, we have a cat in here now, guys. What is going on today? Is today a full moon or something? My gosh. I don't know how she got in here because I thought the door was closed, but I guess not. I had everything set up in here and I was just doing some last minute things on my computer, and I come in here and she's like sitting on my chair. And I just looked at her and I'm like, are you going to go live for me? Is that what you do now? So in the sample, I used some 3D foam tape, but I am waiting for more to arrive. So I'm going to ration my stash because some of the things are being delayed right now. Oh, okay, that explains everything. I don't know, today is just such a weird day. It's also, okay, I don't know if I'm just the only one, but I was up super late yesterday. I couldn't sleep. And then it just throws everything off. Oh, and you know what? I totally forgot to mention. We have sequins in the kit too. I can't believe I forgot to mention it. So their Studio Katia Rainbow Crystal collection. I don't have any yet, so I'm just going to add my own mix to this card. But I can't, like, duh. I can't believe I forgot to mention the sequins, because every single card I make has sequins in it. So I cannot wait. We are waiting for more Studio Katia gems to arrive. So once they do, I'm definitely going to stock up because they are the best. And we'll have more of the jewel pickers coming too, which is key when you're, really helps with arranging it on the card. Oh. There's the cat going in the box that I use to spray things. Awesome. Okay, and then I'm going to just grab some glue. And then add the sequins. Like that. I'm just gonna let the cat out. There you go. She's not gonna make a true cameo appearance today. But if she did, I think we'd be in trouble because it would just knock everything over, and then I don't know. So that is our first card. Super cute. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do all the cards. My goodness. We'll try, we'll attempt. So for the second card, it's super simple. I'm gonna just color some balloons. Oh, thanks, Angie. Thanks, Jan. I think it's cute. I like the little, how the images work so well together. Pull up the sample. So we're going to do purple, turquoise, pink, and yellow. Grab a purple. Purple is probably one of the harder colors to color with, just because it's a little bit darker. So I'm going to go in with the darkest tone and just blend out. Just go into the medium tone. And then the lightest tone. Coloring this, I'm just reminded how much I miss balloons. I can't remember the last time I actually had a balloon. We had almost, I think the last time we did, we were at the C&E and we brought one of those like shaped ones home. And then of course Derry found it and he ate a piece, so it was very scary. So I think since then we don't. The only balloons I like to have is stamped ones. But this is just making me kind of miss the whole, you know, balloon birthday thing. So, and I'm just going to keep blending until I'm happy with how it's turning out. Kind of want to blur away any of the harsh lines. And then turquoise. So see what I mean, how with the little nib, it's super easy to get into the little areas without going over the line. Right, Jan? Jan says she hates balloons. She doesn't like when they pop. Yes. That is the... It's funny when you're doing something and you're reminiscing. You only think of the nostalgia. You don't necessarily think of the reality. Which is like, the last time we had a balloon in this house, it was just not good. Cat got to it. It was touch and go. But everything is fine. It's just, of course, our dairy. He definitely is the one that gets into trouble all the time. Just kind of look at him and you're like, you need pet insurance. So I'm just going to add some highlights again. That one there. And then the pink. Tell me your favorite color combos. What colors do you guys like do you gravitate towards? For me, it's usually the turquoise, the purple, pink. And I like how this kit has hints of yellow too. Kind of all go very nicely together. But it's funny how we have our colors we gravitate to. And then it's hard to go outside of that comfort zone. Ooh, Deepa says navy blue, peach, and pink. Oh, that's a gorgeous combination. This marker, I think, is running out of ink. When it gets all, yeah, it is. Okay. Just gonna try to get, we'll just do this one then. I've had these markers for so long. It was bound to happen that I would run out of the colors at some point. And then I'm gonna just blur. Jan says, I love red, orange, and yellow. Sunset colors, yes. Jan, do you have like grandchildren? Do you have like granddaughters and grandsons, or is it all boys? I can't remember. I think it's because I just have a boy, so I'm like, anytime I have an excuse to do pinks and purples, I'm all about it. And those are just my personal preference colors. Do another purple one. I don't do as many masculine colors as I should. Aside from when I make my husband cards or my son cards. But usually they're, oops, colored outside the line there. Usually that's, they're like Star Wars related or something. Very space, Starry Nights kind of space sort of theme. So I'm just taking the lightest color and just putting the saturating the paper. It's a lot of coloring today we're doing. Oh, thanks, Denise. I think so. And it's super easy. You just put the lines with the ruler and then you have your card front. It doesn't always have to be kind of a complicated scene. Sometimes you have a birthday emergency. AKA, in my case, it's like, oh no, I forgot it was your birthday. And going over to your house in the before times. I have some leeway of, oh, must have gotten stuck in the mail. But usually it's like, oh no, we're going and it's someone's birthday and I totally forgot. I need a quick, super simple card to make. This one fits the bill. Just balloons and a ruler. So I'm going to grab my little pen, and then I'm just going to place where they're going to be so I can add the lines. I'm just going to make sure it's on my grid. And then I'm going to fix up any of the out of the line spots. Trying to color a little bit fast because I know it's not always exciting to watch the coloring. Got lots of coloring happening today. So I'm going to pull out the ruler and then just add the lines. So we're going to put the sentiment over here. So I'm just going to make sure there's space. Over there like that. So that's the gist of our layout. Can it be any easier? So let me see if I can fix up these. This one is bad. What I do when it's that bad is I'll take my white gel pen and I will just go over it. The blender works its magic as much as it can, but sometimes if you just put the white gel pen, fixes it right away. Just make sure you let it dry. I've done that where I've put it down and then I've moved it too quickly. So it's there. And now we're going to heat emboss. Thanks, Jen. I know it's so nice when something is, I find hands up or thumbs up if as card makers we overthink things. I am so guilty of overthinking everything. Sometimes it's just like the simple option is not even like on the brain, and then you're like, oh, that is way easier than what I was thinking of doing. So I'm going to use the black cardstock, and I'm going to treat it with my anti-static tool. I happen to have this one. I know there's also the pouch because some people are allergic to or don't react well to that one, but I find it really helps. Really helps to make sure the powder stays where it needs to stay. I'm just going to grab the sentiment, the birthday one. Just had a moment of like, where did I put the dies? Just had them. I am going to be so happy when I get my second desk in here. It's going to make things a little less chaotic. So I'm just going to place this where I want it. I'm going to move it up a little bit because we're going to use the coordinating die for it. If you didn't have the coordinating die, you can just simply make it a sentiment strip. I'm going to use some Versamark ink. Yes, here's to the card makers who overthink everything. And then I like to do it twice just to make sure it gives the best chance for the embossing powder to stick. Like that. And I'm going to grab a piece of copy paper. And my embossing powder. I happen to be using the Lawn Fawn one. It's my current favorite, but I also do love the Wow embossing powders. Just gonna do it twice. And I'm gonna tap away any excess. So that looks good. And then we're gonna put away powder now so it doesn't get everywhere. I'm gonna put the lid on right away and grab my heat gun, which is on the floor. So that is our sentiment there. What I do is I have one of these paint brushes nearby so I can brush away any excess. Oh, it looks like we have some extra here, and then if that is too thick, I have my little pick and I just kind of remove any extra as much as I can, just to clean it up a little bit if it's savable, like that. And then I'm just going to heat set it. Don't mind the noise. I'll show you, but it's going to be, might be loud. But the magic when you see it turn, and then sometimes I just put it underneath the paper so that it doesn't warp it all at once. And then you want to make sure you, as soon as it changes over, you just kind of move the heat around so it doesn't like burn the embossing powder. I have tweezers as well that I usually use, but today I'm being extra brave. So that's how it turns over, like that, and you can turn the noise machine off. And then another tip too, let's see if I have a black. Yes, I do. So if you do get marks on, like white little dots on it, you can either kind of pick it away if you want to, or you can go in with like a black marker and then just add there, so that takes away. I'm just holding my breath to make sure what I show you live goes correctly. It's so magical every time. It never bores me, never ceases to amaze me. So this is what I was saying, the coordinating dies that you can pick up and add to the kit if you're not so into the fussy cutting. It has the dies for the sentiments. So that's super fun. And I'm going to grab some masking tape and we're going to run this through my Gemini. So today's live, we are loud. We did embossing and we're doing the Gemini. So I apologize. So I'm just making sure that it's aligned correctly, and I'm going to use some memo tape so that it doesn't shift when I put it through my die cutting machine. So who die cuts here? What do you use? I have a Gemini Junior, but I'm curious to see what everybody else has. Just gonna put that in place and grab my plates. Make sure it doesn't shift while I'm moving it, because that would happen to me, especially live. Just making sure. My plates are not pretty right now. Okay, so it's gonna be loud. Sorry about that. Gonna hide my mess. Ooh, the big shot. That was always on my list, but it never... Die cutting, Wendy, is super fun if you don't feel like coloring or stamping. There's a lot of fun dies that all you need is just colored cardstock and you can build a really fun scene. Did it shift a little bit? It did. That's okay. That's my fault. Trying to figure out, we got to glue these balloons down first and then we will add the sentiment. Ooh, you have the big shot and a mini. I have a little Hefty Doodle one too that I use for like little word dies. I bought it originally for like crops and stuff, but we know how that story goes right now. But one day, I'm gonna grab some pink. We just forgot this little spot here. And then we're gonna glue this down. So it shifted a tiny bit, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. She tells herself over and over again, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be perfect. But it goes back to card makers and we overthink everything. But it truly doesn't need to be perfect. The person will just be happy that you remembered it was their birthday and you sent them a card, and not because Facebook told you it was their birthday and you didn't know if Facebook... I love Facebook for that. But a card is a fun way to tell people like, hey, I actually know it's your birthday. It's not just because Facebook told me today that it's your birthday. Oh, so what I did with this one was I took the happy from Happy Cake Day to You and I just stamped that part. So I didn't want to perform stamp surgery, which I've done before, where you can kind of cut the sentiment down and you can always push it back up together again if you want them back together. But I'm going to actually use this grid to help me mask this stamp. So I didn't want to cut it. It wouldn't be as pretty to show you. But if you wanted to, if you ever have sentiments and you didn't, like you needed the perfect sentiment, I would recommend just doing that. It's easier than masking and they push up together. It's just if you don't like the idea of cutting your stamps, maybe it's not for you. But so I'm going to add this grid here and it's going to help me mask, which is basically just a transparency sheet like that. Grab some ink. Oh, thanks, Robin. I know we're running a little bit late today, so thank you everyone for sticking around. Do we want to do the last card or do we want to call it a day? What do you guys think? I don't mind sticking around to make the last one. Leave it up to you guys. Angie says, I love how the word pops with the black outline. Yes, I love heat embossing with white embossing powder on black paper. So I'm going to make sure that this is in place. Just going to move it from the camera for one sec. I think that's as good as we're going to get it. Yay, it actually worked live. I mean, it worked when I did it, but you know, when you try to do it again. Oh, thanks, Angie. So if you're here, then I'm here. Just gonna do it one more time. Oh, and then we added a little bit of line, but I sense that's where I'm gonna put a sequin. But you get the point. So I find that an easier way than using like memo tape to mask. Or if you're not so fussy with your sentiments, you can cut it apart. I've done that numerous times. It's just, I didn't quite want to do it on this set. Sometimes I'll come across, like when I'm going through my stash and I'm trying to find a very specific sentiment that goes together, I'll mix and match. And if it's a stamp that I haven't used in like forever, then I will just talk myself off the ledge and say, you know, like you don't even use the stamp set anyways, and it would save you time and energy. So you can just go ahead and trim the stamp. kind of tell myself, and then I do it, and then it's fine. And then you can always push them back up on the stamp block. So of course, we've got a little bit of ink there. I'm going to use my sand eraser to make that go away. Something about this card design right now that just doesn't want to stay white. But the debacle with this one is, you can tell it's like I had the stamp pad and it just touched it when I was moving things around. That did not happen when I made the card, just afterwards. So that's card number 2. And of course you can add the sequins, and I would probably put a little sequin there. And now for the last card, I'm going to switch up the pattern paper a little bit from the card I showed you to this fun one here. Oh, and there's also that on the back as well. But we're going to use the pink today. So this is the Celebrate word die. That's what it looks like, all ready to go. And we have this rounded rectangle, which is actually from Heffy Doodle's new release, which should be arriving soon. Any rectangle, I'm just kind of setting the scene. I just like how the rounded edges kind of give it a different look. So I'm going to go ahead, attach that to the card front. That's actually centered too, bonus points. And then I'm going to go ahead. I like to, so when I create word dies, it's kind of like making your own ephemera, which is fun because it's never ending. So I guess it's not really ephemera. I like to die cut it 3 times, and then I'll glue it together to give it some dimension. I have the Stick It paper, which I don't use as much as I should, because then it basically makes it a sticker, and it makes this process easier. I'm telling you guys because it's a good tip. I just never use my advice sometimes. But when I don't do that, I just use the Lawn Fawn glue, and then it dries, so it never kind of looks messy. And then we just glue it together. Oh. It's nice, the Lawn Fawn glue, or any wet glue, I guess, gives you some time to adjust, which I like. So that's that. And then we're going to add the top part. So what do you guys think of the kit? What do you think so far? I'm curious. I think we have you covered on all fronts. We've got the sequins, we got the stamp, we got the stencil, and the word die, and the pattern paper. And we can never have too many birthday crafty stash stuff. I never feel guilty when I find a new birthday item that I want to add. It's like, oop, that'll come in handy when I have to send some belated birthday cards. Oh, awesome, Janice. It would be awesome. I think I think, you know, it even comes with card bases already done in envelopes. So it's like practically almost in the mail. We're going to color these images really quickly. So this is the cake. This cake would be super cute with the little face, or I just imagine it to be like, you could even use these images for, like I said, like a bridal shower or even a baby. So I'm going to take my go-to cake color, which is tan. I don't know why, it just happens to be. It's funny how we just have our go-to colors we use for things. What are your color combos for cake that make it super yummy looking? It's got a little bit of everything. Yep. And then even when the paper is gone, you still have the stamp and the die and the stencil to keep going. So I went to the darkest to the medium, and then I'm going to blend out to the lightest. So when you're coloring also, it's good to just concentrate on one area. So I could have went into the dark and did all the, like the dark at the same time and the light and all the same time, which I do some of the time, but you want to make sure the paper stays saturated. So I would concentrate, if you're starting out, on like one area of the image and then build it up and then go back afterwards. But because these guys are so close together, we'll just do it quickly. Ooh, light pink. That is cute. I also like cake stamps too, because you can kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You can kind of make it whatever you want. So it doesn't have to even, this could have been more fondant, and it could be any color you want. And you can add like fun, like enamel dots or like sequins to make it textured. So that's the one fun thing with cake stamps, is you can make it whatever you want it to be. So I'm gonna make it pink. Sorry if you guys ever get sick of pink. I'm gonna add pale, the lightest from the pale shades, and then go down to the pale blends. It sounds like a tongue twister. Oh yes, yes, you can add designs. Angie says you could add stripes too, or even polka dots. Oh, you know, it'd be fun too if you have like the little embossing pen. You can just add little dots, and then you can add embossing powder. It's so fun. I'm just doing the boring old pink. And then I'm just rounding out with the lightest color. And then I'm going to use some IG1 for the, it's true, a celebration for any reason. It could be, I could give this to somebody who just got up and went to work on a Monday, you know, especially these days. It's like, celebrate. Here's some cake. You got up and you got actually dressed without yoga pants. And then I'm going to color the shopping bag. So we're doing the shopping bag yellow, just to kind of go with the theme of the kit, but any kind of color combos you prefer would work perfectly. So just trying to quickly color, because I know we've done a lot of coloring today. Thank you so much for sticking around. And now the hard part is these little lines here. We're going to hold our breath a little bit. And we're going to hope that it stays in the line. Not even going to attempt to blend this. So I'm using the pale pink to kind of match, it matches with the cake. So it all kind of works together. And then we're going to present. Again, we've colored this one already, so I'm just taking the darkest tones. But I wanted to show you too that there is another present image as well. So we have that choice, or we have this choice too. I just happen to have this one already. So you can kind of stack up all the presents, which would even work too for like a holiday card. If you needed to fill up a stamped tree. So I'm just gonna get in there without going over the lines too much. And then I'm gonna add some more pink. Oh, thanks, Karen. It can be some days. Today, I don't know. Today is a day. But honestly, a lot of it is the tri-blends. Make it so easy. I'm just coloring over this. Let's see if that works. Kind of went over the line a little bit. But if it doesn't turn out perfect, you know what the answer is to that. And the answer is a sequin is going to go there. It's a little darker than I wanted, but that's okay. Those are the images. We have our celebrate. Okay, we're going to stamp the sub-sentiment. So like I said, I like to pair the word die with another stamped die or stamped sentiment, but you could just put the celebrate by itself and it does it all. It's nice and bold, and I like the scripty font. So we're just going to play around with this so that we can figure out the placement. Embellishments over everything. Yes. They hide our little secrets that no one needs to know, and truly no one would probably even mind. But again, it's just our card making mind that overthinks everything. When I first started, it was so funny. If something wasn't perfect, I just had to like start over again. But quickly I got over that because one, paper is expensive, and two, you know, no one's gonna notice it. And there's so many other different ways that you can mask like something that didn't turn out the way you wanted to. Like for this design, for example, when I was putting it together, I just envisioned it just kind of fading out, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, I don't really like it as much. And then you can just quickly add a little panel on the bottom and it hides any of that, and it's a design that you didn't even think of, but it just kind of happened organically. So that is the good thing. We're just making cards here. It doesn't need to be perfect, and someone will be really happy to get it. Some of the best designs that we create are the ones that are kind of an impromptu. Happy Cake Day to you. I love that sentiment. Happy Cake Day. I like it too because it goes, you could put happy birthday, happy cake day. You're not repeating the happy birthday sentiment. Oops. That did not. I don't know what I would do without a Misty, you guys. A Misty. Oh. Misty is really saving the day today. Okay. Didn't have a hard enough hand on it. There we go. Put that away. Grab some ink. I'm going to use some VersaFine. Embellishments are the best. I love the picket fence ones, and I'm super excited that we're getting Studio Cache ones in the shop because they are the prettiest. What do you guys normally use for embellishments? I've used Pretty Pink Posh before too, which I love. But right now I'm swooning over Picket Fence Studios and the Studio Cache ones. So then we're just going to adhere everything into place. And then we're good. Did 3 cards instead of 1 today. Wow. place it. I love having a grid, so it keeps it, kind of have everything straight. And then I'm placing it so something is behind the cake and a present's in front, so it kind of adds depth. Ooh, Catherine Polar Janice makes sequins. You're right. I have to check those out. And then we're going to add some glue to the back. I have no idea how this got blue. That's hilarious. Where did my glue go? Oh my god, you guys, I'm like a hot mess today. I put it down somewhere and now I can't find it. Okay, I'm just gonna add some adhesive with the tape runner. It's not the best way, but I put my glue down and now it doesn't want to appear. Hilarious. Just be super careful if you do that and like hold it down so that it doesn't rip. And then I'm gonna make sure the sentiment is over the images. I just like the look that it gets. And then of course we'll add the glue is missing, so I'll add the sequins off camera. So that is our last card that we created today. Creative chaos. Ain't that the truth, Rhea? I'm so glad. I'm going to be happy when I have another desk in here because everything is kind of on one desk and it's kind of a mess because I have my computer and all my tripod, but it's fun. I had so much fun crafting with everyone. So that's the first card we created today. And the last card, or the second card. So there's 3 awesome ideas that go with the Palooza birthday kit, which we just released today if you're just joining, and it's in the shop. And we are having a fun giveaway where I'm going to pick one viewer who's going to win the stamp set. And all you have to do is answer the question, do you prefer cake or ice cream? So if you're kind of lurking, you don't really know what to say, you can just put cake or ice cream and I'll know what you mean. If you've replied and you chatted and you've commented, it's an entry, so you don't have to worry. But the more comments, the more chances you have to win. And be sure, if you like the lives, if you like this creative chaos that I bring to you every Sundays and Wednesdays, definitely like the video and like the Scrap and Stamp Facebook page because it lets Facebook know and it'll show you posts quicker. And then also we have before I go, I wanted to say it again. So there's a $5 promo code for the kit if you buy it today, and the code is KIT5, so you'll save $5 if you purchase it today, which is super exciting because it has, like I said, everything you need: a stamp set, a word die, a stencil, paper, pattern paper, sequins, envelopes, card bases. Basically, all you need to do is just add a stamp and all your birthday people are going to be happy to get a card in the mail. Let's see what everyone's saying. Cake with ice cream on it. Yes, Wendy, that is definitely, that's a winning combination. But thank you so much, everyone, for dropping in. I know we went a little bit longer today, but it's so fun having you here. And I will see you again on Sunday when we're going to be celebrating National Scrapbooking Day, which is super fun and exciting. So have a great week, everyone, and I can't wait to catch up on Sunday. Bye.